Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into a packed week in review from India. We've got this diverse stack of sources you shared. And yeah, our goal is to pull out the key insights, maybe some surprising facts, and look at what's going on beneath the surface.
Exactly.
Okay, let's unpack this. So let's start with Indian Railways, some big modernization steps happening there. Our sources mentioned this proposal for 8-hour pre-departure reservation charts.
That's a shift.
It is. But here's the really interesting bit, I think. This new passenger reservation system, the PRS, it's apparently capable of booking over 150,000 tickets per minute.
Wow. 1.5 lakh per minute. That's huge.
It really is a massive boost in efficiency for, a system that millions rely on every day.
And the significance there, it really goes beyond just the speed, doesn't it? I mean, this kind of scale, this digital capacity, it speaks volumes about India's wider ambition using tech for public services. It's foundational. Could genuinely improve access for so many people, maybe even tackle things like, ticket touting. It's kind of democratizing travel in a way.
That's a good point. Okay, so from that big tech push, we have to shift gears a bit to something more somber, but equally significant. In Kolkata,
Right.
a 55-year-old security guard, Pinaki Banerjee, was arrested. This was in connection with the alleged gang rape of a 24-year-old law student.
Yeah, a really disturbing case.
And as our sources highlighted, it very quickly became, a political flashpoint. You had Kalyan Banerjee, a TMC MP, having to publicly sort of walk back earlier statements that seemed supportive of the accused.
And this really underscores how sensitive legal cases, especially like this one, can just instantly get tangled up in the political scene in India.
Definitely.
Public figures, they face enormous pressure, don't they? And their initial reactions, well, they can have pretty significant fallout.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, moving west now to Maharashtra. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis made a really interesting call on language policy.
Yes, postponing the Hindi requirement.
Exactly, postponing the mandatory Hindi language requirement in the state. What's the read-through on that?
Well, if you connect that to the bigger picture, it immediately throws those very sensitive regional political dynamics into sharp relief. Language policy in India is so often, tied up with identity politics.
Right.
So this decision, it really reflects that careful balancing act needed to manage all these diverse linguistic groups and regional feelings. It's federalism in action, really, push and pull.
Okay. And then from Puri in Odisha, we got news of a really unfortunate incident during the Jagannath Rath Yatra.
Yeah, the crowd surge. Very sad.
Over 500 devotees injured. And the administrative response was, pretty swift and decisive.
Extremely. Transferring the district collector and the SP, suspending the DCP and Commandant. That's significant action.
It sends a message, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That immediate high-level accountability is quite striking. It shows how seriously they're taking public safety failures, especially during these huge cultural events. Responsibility at the top.
Parag Jain, an IPS officer, 1989 batch, he's the new chief of R&AW.
India's external intelligence agency. That's a major appointment, effective July 1st.
And also, the reported death of Saquib Nachan, identified as the head of ISIS India, died in hospital in Delhi after a brain hemorrhage.
Right. Both those points, though maybe brief mentions in the news cycle, they are pretty significant markers of the ongoing security challenges India is navigating, both inside the country and externally.